The fragrance of selfless love that has drawn the world into one family. The truth of an eternal message that has been revealed through every act and word. The fulfillment in service that has been taught by relentless sacrifice. The Lord's own life is indeed His message.
Sai Ram, and welcome to the 10th episode of our month-long serial entitled The Message of the Lord. In the last few episodes, we got exposed to the basics of spirituality. Starting from today, we shall see how Bhagwan Baba's own life is his message. The Mahabharata war was a battle between the forces of good and evil. Minutes before the commencement of this epic war, Lord Krishna taught his disciple Arjuna the reason as to why the abstract God comes down on earth in a human form.
Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharat abhyuthanam dharmasya तदात्मानं सृजाम्यहम्। परित्राणाय साधूनां विनाशाय च दुष्कृतां धर्म संस्थापनार्थाय संभवामि युगे युगे।
People in India often believe that this is all that the avatar does. Not really. If you study carefully the lives of Rama, Krishna, Shirdi Baba, and indeed our own beloved Swami, you would easily discover that avatars do a number of other things while they are here on earth amongst us as humans. More than anything else, they make their own life an object lesson and teaching, which is why our own Baba often says, "My life is my message." Starting today, that is the theme we shall focus on during the next several episodes. Before we start looking at the details of Swami's life, let us collect some of his most important teachings to us. These include the following. Your own ego is your worst enemy. When you hurt and cause pain to someone else, you are in fact causing hurt and pain to God. And since God is in all, including you, you are in fact hurting your own self. See Baba in all and share whatever it is you have with others, for they are not different from you. Life, energy, talent, skills, and so on have all been given by God to you to be held in trust and used for His work, and not for your own advantage and promoting your greed. God offers you the gift of both worldly knowledge and compassion. People prefer to choose wealth but ignore compassion. That is wrong. Choose compassion first. By blending compassion with all your actions, you can really please God. In short, God gives us many treasures and many opportunities to serve Him via His children. But alas, we mostly throw away these wonderful chances. Keeping all the above advice in mind, let us now study how Swami taught all these same lessons via his own life. Pure, selfless love and unbounded compassion. These are the two aspects we must always look out for in all of Swami's actions. In fact, right from the time when he was a boy and known as Satya to his family.
అమ్మా కాస్త అన్నం పెట్టండి అమ్మా ఆకలేస్తుందమ్మా.
For example, though his family was poor, when a hungry man came and asked for food, young Satya would give away some of his own food. And when his mother asked Satya why he did so when they themselves had so little to eat, Satya would reply, "I gave away only my share." "But what would you eat now?" the mother would then ask. Satya's answers baffled Mother Ishwaramma. She did not understand one word, but if you think about it, that is one of the lessons that Baba has always been teaching us. Let us now shift gears and move to 1950, that landmark year when Swami moved from his tin-shed ashram in the old mandir to his new mandir that has now become the spiritual center of the world. People then did not know that this was not just a bigger ashram or a darshan arena. It was to become his global headquarters for all his missions of compassion and mercy. Swami always starts on a small and low key. Thus, in 1954, he quietly laid the foundation stone for a general hospital in Puttaparthi. Till that time, if anyone fell sick in Puttaparthi and wanted to see a doctor, they had to go all the way to the village of Puttaparthi, several kilometers away, where there was a dispensary built by the British. This was only a dispensary and not a hospital. By 1957, Swami's hospital in Puttaparthi was ready, and for the people of the village, it was a huge leap forward. It was not a big deal by today's standards, but it had 12 beds, 6 for men and 6 for women. That certainly was a huge improvement over the Bukkapatnam dispensary. More than anything else, all treatment was absolutely free for anyone who came.
A few asked themselves, how did Baba manage to build this hospital? And how does he manage to run it so regularly and efficiently now? Where does he get the money from? Who are the donors? The answers to all these questions are right there in Baba's teachings. Baba did not invest in money. He invested in pure love and compassion. It was Baba's pure divine love and compassion that inspired so many people, and help came from all quarters. Doctors volunteered with service. Companies donated medicine. Others came forward to do the hospital administration. Still others came forward to take care of its cleanliness and hygiene, and so on.
And all the time, Swami would regularly visit the hospital every day, spend time with patients, talk to doctors and engineers, and show visitors around so that they get inspired. So you see, when God comes down, He's there all the time to inspire, lead, and enthuse even as the institution grows slowly. That exactly is what happened to the General Hospital in Puttaparthi. The growth has never stopped, and today that same hospital is hardly recognizable compared to what was opened in 1957. The hospital handles more than 1,000 outpatients every day and has 100 beds for inpatients. There are 2 surgical theatres, and it is interesting to note that today the hospital also has dental facilities, handles snake bites, and more than anything else handles any number of maternity cases, which is a huge blessing to villages in the entire neighborhood. Let us pause and ask, how did all this happen so steadily? There was never much fanfare, and Swami handled it all almost in a routine manner. Yet, it was not routine. All the time, Swami was keeping in touch with doctors and patients as well. From time to time, he made personal visits and spent time with doctors and other staff. He gave discourses, and talked to as many as possible, including staff way down the ladder. Yes, the General Hospital, set up way back in 1957, has kept on growing, with even doctors from overseas regularly offering their services. Building and running one hospital was not the real message Swami was giving. The depth of his thinking became revealed when he made a sudden and dramatic announcement in the course of his discourse delivered on the occasion of his 65th birthday on 23rd November 1990 to be precise.
That morning, in the course of his birthday message, in typical Sai fashion and with high drama, Swami made a stunning announcement.
ఏ వైద్యాలయం నిర్మించినా ఏ విద్యాలయం నిర్మించినా వ్యాపారం 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 కానీ ఉచితంగా బీదలను చూచి కరుణించేటువంటి వ్యక్తి కనిపించటం లేదు కనుక పల్లెలు ఎందే ఇలాంటి పవిత్రమైన యొక్క శక్తిని అభివృద్ధి పరచాలని చెప్పి సంకల్పించుకొని 100 కోట్ల వ్యయం చేత మన ప్రశాంతి నిలయం నందు ఒక విధమైన వైద్యాలయం స్థాపించడానికి ప్రయత్నించాము. ఈ గుండె జబ్బు వస్తే కొన్ని లక్షలు వ్యయం చేసి అమెరికాలకు వెళుతున్నారు. వీళ్ళ గతి ఏమిటి? అమెరికా వారిని చూచేటువంటి వారెవరు? పట్టణానికి వెళ్లితే కలర్ నీళ్ళైనా వాళ్ళ ముఖాన్ని కొట్టరు. అలాంటి దురవస్థలను గుర్తించి మనము ఇక్కడ ఒక పెద్ద వైద్యాలయాన్ని నిర్మించాము. బైపాస్ సర్జరీ కానీ, లేక కిడ్నీ మార్చడం కానీ, లంగ్స్ ఆపరేషన్ చేయటం కానీ, బ్రెయిన్ ఆపరేషన్ చేయటం కానీ అన్నీ ఉచితంగానే. ప్రారంభోత్సవం కూడాను అప్పుడే నిర్ణయించుకున్నాం. 91 నవంబర్ 22 ఇది ప్రారంభోత్సవం చేస్తాం.
Yes, the announcement was dramatic, and the applause that greeted it was almost like a thunder. People cheered, but when the festivity was over, most people forgot about Swami's announcement and that he was going to build and operate a super speciality hospital in Puttaparthi, which was still quite rural. Most important of all, this hospital would offer free tertiary care to everyone who came, especially the poor. Skeptics were not in short supply, and many simply did not believe what Baba had promised. Who had ever heard of a free super speciality hospital being built in a rural area?
Swami was in Kodaikanal, happily surrounded by his students and without a care in the world. Swami's party included late Colonel Joga Rao, a senior member of the Sri Satya Sai Central Trust. One day in Kodaikanal, Joga Rao looked very depressed. When Swami asked what was the matter, Colonel Joga Rao said, "Swami, you have announced that a huge world-class hospital would be built. But where is the money? And we have just a few months before the planned inauguration." Swami calmly replied, "Joga Rao, it was I who announced that the hospital would be established, not you. Who are you to worry about what I have declared to be my goal? When Sai says that something would be done, be sure it would be done. That is what Sai Vajra Sankalpam or firm determination is all about. Money or no money, hospital construction did start. After all, it was all about pure love, was it not?
Hear now the architect's recall of how tight the entire schedule was.
We worked out we only had 3 months to design the whole hospital. That meant every kind of specialization, total planning, numbers of everything, numbers of patients, sizes of wards, size of equipment. 3 months. That took us 17 architects working 17 hours a day for 3 months, and we produced a booklet with drawings this size, and that left them 7 months. The construction team in India, construction company ECC, it left them 7 months to build it.
Thus, 5 out of the 12 months assigned to the project were taken up in just preparing the drawings, leaving a mere 7 months to create a world-class super specialty hospital from scratch, and that too in a village. Accepting the challenge, the construction engineers worked furiously, racing against time. Nevertheless, there was cause for concern about meeting the deadline. On 2nd September 1991, with less than 3 months to go for the inauguration, the construction appeared to be far behind schedule. Things did not improve, and as D-Day approached, there was much anxiety and tension. Some even doubted if the inauguration would take place on 22nd November 1991, as Swami had predicted.
As late as 18th November, Dr. Safaya, the director of the new hospital-to-be, was among those who had given up. Deeply stressed, he was even thinking of going back to Delhi, from where he had come to serve Swami.
The hospital was to be inaugurated on 22nd, and so the 2 days before I came, I gave up, and I fell down on my bed at about 12 o'clock in the night. I said I cannot go any further because the hospital will not be ready to be inaugurated and operations have to be done. The conditions are not sterile. Scientifically, we are not ready. So I have failed my master, I told my wife, and I started weeping in my bed.
Would the deadline be somehow met, or would it not? That was the question uppermost in the mind of almost everyone, even as they furiously bit away their nails. There was tension and suspense in the air.
We take a break at this point and resume the story in our episode tomorrow. Make sure to be with us tomorrow and don't miss it. Thank you for being with us today. All the best. Jai Sai Ram.